You know, they say humans and dolphins are the only species that have fun. I beg to differ. Ever seen a cat with a laser pointer? But that's a tale for another day. Today, let's dive into something bigger, whales. Let's start with a splash, shall we? Whales, those massive mammoths of the sea. They're so big, in fact, that the blue whale's tongue alone can weigh as much as an elephant. But they're not just big, they're also quite the chatterboxes. Using a series of clicks, whistles and pulses, they can communicate across vast oceanic distances. It's like they've got their own underwater messaging service, whale app, if you will. And don't even get me started on their travel plans. These magnificent beasts can migrate thousands of miles, crossing entire oceans in their annual search for warmer waters. It's the ultimate road trip, except there's no road, and definitely no pit stops for roadside snacks. So next time you think you've got a long commute, just remember, you're not a whale. From the deep blue sea to the open sky, let's take a bird's eye view. Ever wonder why birds don't get lost during migration? Well, let's dive into that, shall we? Birds, with their tiny brains, could give us advanced beings a run for our money in the field of navigation. Yes, you heard that right. While some of us can't even find our way back home without our trusted GPS, birds traverse thousands of miles across continents without so much as a map or a compass. Now, how do they achieve this remarkable feat, you ask? Well, strap in for a lesson in avian navigation. Birds primarily use two methods to find their way, landmarks and the Earth's magnetic field. Yes, they have their own natural GPS system, no satellite required. Landmarks play a crucial role in a bird's journey. They use rivers, mountains and forests as guides. So while we're down here getting lost in the woods, birds are up there using the woods to find their way. Quite ironic, isn't it? As for the Earth's magnetic field, birds are sensitive to its variations. They essentially have a built-in compass in their heads. Imagine being able to sense north at all times. It's like they swallowed a magnet and turned themselves into living compasses. And here's the kicker, some birds also use the stars to navigate. Yes, they're astronomers too. They're like the ancient mariners of the sky, using constellations as their guides. Oh, and let's not forget their incredible memory. They remember routes they've flown before, year after year. It's like they have their own mental breadcrumbs to follow. So the next time you're lost and your GPS fails, maybe ask a bird for direction. Or not. You know, considering that they might just tweet at you and fly away. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? Now let's move from air to land where the sly fox roams. But how sly are they really? Ah, the fox. Known for its cunning, craftiness and an uncanny ability to outsmart us at every turn. But is there more to these creatures than meets the eye? Well, hold on to your hats, because you're about to find out. You see, foxes are not just crafty, they're downright ingenious. They're the masterminds of the animal kingdom, the Sherlock Holmes of the wilderness that... Well, you get the idea. They've been known to use the Earth's magnetic field to hunt. Yes, you heard that right. They're practically walking compasses, but that's not all, folks. They can also hear a watch ticking from 40 yards away. Makes you wonder if they're not part fox, part super spy, doesn't it? And let's not forget their adaptability. These sly creatures have managed to make homes in forests, mountains, grasslands, and even our urban jungles. You see, foxes don't discriminate when it comes to real estate. They're as comfortable in a cozy woodland den as they are in your backyard. But what about their reputation for cunning? Is it well-deserved or just a result of good PR? Well, let me tell you, it's not for nothing that we say sly as a fox. These creatures are problem solvers of the highest order. They've been observed displaying tactics and strategies that would make even the most seasoned chess player green with envy. In fact, if there was a game show for animals, I'd put my money on the fox. They'd probably walk away with the grand prize before the other contestants even realized the game had started. And they'd do it with such nonchalance, you'd think they'd won a game show every day before breakfast. So the next time you hear someone being called sly as a fox, remember, it's not just a saying, it's a compliment of the highest order. Because, as we've seen, these creatures are not just sly, they're downright brilliant. So it turns out, sly as a fox isn't just a saying, it's a fact. And from the cunning foxes we move to the gentle giants of the animal kingdom, elephants. Now, do elephants really never forget? Let's delve into the fascinating world of elephant cognition. Elephants are renowned for their remarkable memories, and there's a good reason for this. In the wild, an elephant's memory is a matter of survival. They need to remember vast areas of terrain, locations of food and water sources, and even the faces and ranks of elephants within their social group. It's like having a living, breathing GPS system that also doubles as a social network. Quite the upgrade from your mobile apps, wouldn't you say? An elephant matriarch in particular carries the collective knowledge of her herd. She remembers where and when to find food and water, especially during times of drought. It's as if she has a mental calendar and a map, which is more than I can say for myself on a Monday morning. Elephants also show astounding social recall. They can remember friends and foes even after several years apart. It's like attending a high school reunion and remembering everyone's names, including that one chap who always borrowed your pencils and never returned them. And speaking of elephants never forgetting, let's not forget their emotional memory. Elephants have been observed to grieve their dead, visiting the bones of deceased relatives and standing in silent contemplation. It's a poignant reminder that these majestic creatures have a depth of emotion and memory that rivals and perhaps even surpasses our own. But before you get too envious, remember, an elephant's memory isn't perfect. They can forget things, just like us. Maybe not where they left their keys, but important things like the location of a water source during a severe drought. So let's not be too hard on ourselves. We're all a bit elephantine in our forgetfulness, aren't we? So, the next time you forget where you left your keys, remember, you're not an elephant. Now let's shrink down to the unseen world of insects. Did you know that ants have superpowers? These tiny creatures, often overlooked as they scurry about on the ground, carry an impressive resume. To start, they possess Herculean strength, capable of lifting up to 50 times their body weight. That's like an average bloke hoisting a Mini Cooper over his head. Makes your last gym session seem a bit underwhelming, doesn't it? Ants are not just brawny, they're brainy too. They operate in highly organized colonies, with each ant carrying out a specific role, from workers to soldiers to the queen. It's as if they've got their own tiny monarchy going on right under our noses. Makes our human attempts at organization seem a bit chaotic, doesn't it? They're also incredible communicators. Through a complex system of chemical signals, ants can alert their buddies to danger or point them towards a particularly tasty morsel of food. Imagine if we humans could do that. No more lost in the supermarket, no more forgotten shopping lists. The closest we've got is a group chat, and we all know how those can get. And let's not forget their resilience. Ants can survive in the harshest of environments, from the scorching desert to the freezing tundra. And if they find a massive boot coming down on them, they just dust themselves off and keep going. No fuss, no muss. So, let's give these tiny titans the respect they deserve. They might be small, but their strength, organization, and communication skills are nothing short of extraordinary. They're the unsung superheroes of the insect world, tackling everyday challenges with a tenacity that puts us humans to shame. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed, just remember, you could be an ant. From the tiny ants, let's move to some of the animal kingdom's unsung heroes. Bees. Yes, those buzzing beings that most of us, I dare say, avoid for fear of a sting. But let's put our trepidations aside and tip our hats to these remarkable creatures. Why, you ask? Well, these diminutive dynamos are responsible for pollination, which is a fancy way of saying they help plants reproduce. Without bees, our meals would be rather dull. Imagine a world without apples, almonds, or avocados. Quite a grim picture, isn't it? So, the next time you relish a crunchy apple or savor a slice of avocado toast, remember it's all thanks to these buzzy buddies. But there's more to bees than just their matchmaking skills for plants. They are also some of the most hard-working creatures in the animal kingdom. A single bee can visit up to 5,000 flowers in one day. That's like you doing 5,000 grocery runs in a day. Quite exhausting, isn't it? Bees also have a knack for geometry. Their hives, you see, are a marvel of hexagonal precision. And the reason for this shape? It's the most efficient use of space and material. Quite clever, wouldn't you say? Now let's talk about honey. That golden, sticky sweetness that we enjoy in our tea or toast is the result of bees' tireless efforts. A single bee produces about 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its entire life. So the next time you pour honey onto your pancakes, remember, that's the fruit of a bee's life's work. So you see, bees are not just about the buzz and the sting. They are tireless workers, skilled architects, and crucial players in our ecosystem. They may be small, but their contribution is immense. So the next time you enjoy a spoonful of honey, remember to thank a bee. From the depths of the ocean to the tiniest creatures on land, we've journeyed through the animal kingdom today. We've shared a whale of a tale, seen the world through the eyes of a bird, outsmarted the sly fox, and learned why elephants never forget. And who could forget our microscopic mates, the insects, and the unsung heroes of the animal kingdom? We've dived into the hilarious and the bizarre, uncovered secrets and debunked myths. We've laughed, we've gasped, and we've probably wrinkled our noses a few times. But that's the beauty of the animal kingdom, isn't it? Always full of surprises. Next up, we're trading our fur coats and feathered wings for green leaves and blooming flowers. We'll unravel the mysteries of the plant kingdom, because, let's face it, there's more to plants than just photosynthesis. Stay tuned for our next journey into the green world of the plant kingdom. Who knows, you might find plants are more interesting than you thought.